So how are you all? I have brought a brand new manhwa for you, which was suggested to me by a subscriber among you. But I want to tell you all that I am going to dub this manhwa in a different style. Yes, you heard it right. I'm going to bring both dubbing and explanation in front of you. So please share this video as much as possible and comment as much as possible on this video. Your brother is working very hard to make this video, so please support. So let's start this video without any delay, and you guys enjoy this video, and do tell me how you like this video. In the beginning of this manhwa, a voice is telling us that such a change that happened in our world was not a normal change. Like an earthquake or a volcano erupting, that change was the arrival of a monster. And after this, we are shown thousands of monsters, and a human was standing in front of all those monsters. And that human was not at all afraid of how many monsters are in front of him. And that voice is telling that suddenly all these monsters started coming into our world. And all these monsters have brought our world to the point of extinction. And after this, all those monsters are ready to fight that human. And looking at them, the human says, "Oh, you guys are a lot." And that voice says that the entity that is helping to bring these people here is no one else. There's a very simple and dangerous tower. And that mysterious tower gives power to the monster and gives them authority so that they can do anything. And the normal humans call it the Fort of Demons. And some people also call it the God Tower. And there's a very big reason for saying this. Because if you climb this tower, then whatever you want, whatever your wish is, it will be fulfilled after going inside it. Whatever it is, no matter how much power you want, no matter how much money you want to respect, you'll get it all. You all climb that tower, and those who are sitting inside, they will fulfill all your desires. But for this, you will have to fight. You will have to cross all the challenges given. And this tower is so big that it has a total of 999 floors. And there is no one else who rules and commands all these places. They are God and demons. And when this tower was shown, the government there had stopped the people to climb this tower and tried to finish this tower through their army. But there was no one in that world who could stop the people to challenge that tower. And whatever tanks the government had sent to that place, they are completely destroyed. And as God and demon had said, whoever stops the people to challenge this tower, he can only get one punishment, the punishment of death. And now 5 years have passed since this tower has come into this world. And billions of people have started paying attention to this tower. And we're shown that human again who is laughing and talking. This will be the first time for humanity that someone has cleared 600 floors. But then a very strong attack happens in front of him, and there is a big blast there. And seeing this, that man shouts in a lot of anger and says, "How dare you, 9-star?" And after hearing such a thing, one of the 9 stars says, "What do you think you are doing here?" And we are told about 9 stars that among millions of people and challengers, there were 9 such people who stood up, and many of them used magic and holy energy. The power they got from the tower, but their power was nothing more than the 2nd rank. And one of them says, "All of you be careful because this guy is not completely stable yet." And then that guy shouts using his dark power and says, "How dare you think that you can stop me? Don't you think that you will die because of this?" And he's attacking his dead star. This guy is not a master in any class, nor in any weapon, and neither is he a superhuman. But still this man has surpassed 9 stars, and from them his title, which was of the strongest man. And he has become Cha Chin-hyuk. And Chin-hyuk laughs and says, "Now it's time to wake up." And after saying so much, the army of 700 starts coming out of the ground. And that voice tells us about a man who plays with death, because he can revive the dead. And that's why he is called the most powerful necromancer. And this is the story of this necromancer. And after reviving all those 100, he says, "This is quite perfect, because I was quite bored, while pretending to be peace and humanity. And now what I want is only power. I will summon all these beasts and become the most powerful." And after seeing all this, a man of 9 stars says, I knew that you have betrayed humanity and have joined hands with those devils. But our MC had attacked those people with his death and thinks in his mind, were you kidding? I have betrayed. You are a fool. And that man of 9 stars says, using his holy power, I feel that 9 stars have no other choice. Now we have to defeat this traitor Jinyuk. And that Jinyuk, he betrayed and attacked the people of 9 stars. When he got that power, and that voice is telling this, and a very dangerous fight starts between 9 stars and Jinyuk. And the people of 9 stars are getting heavy on our MC's 100. They're killing a lot of 100 with their holy power. And seeing this, Jinyuk says, how dare you defeat my 100? And finally, our Jinyuk, he fought those 9 stars but could not defeat them. And all the people of 9 stars, they attack Jinyuk and say, now die Jinyuk, and admit your mistake that you have betrayed humanity. And because of this, Jinyuk's condition gets worse, because a whole spear had crossed his body. And that voice says, George Jinyuk, who was a traitor, who betrayed humanity just for power. And despite this, the story the world wanted, it was just that much. And in the next story, I will tell you what happened to that necromancer. Actually, George Jinyuk, he did not betray humanity. Actually, the people who betrayed, they were the people of 9 stars. But despite this, this thing was hidden from the whole world. And after that, 10 years pass and we are shown a normal house where dirty dishes are lying. And a man sleeps in a room whose face we do not see. And then that man gets up and shouts, I have come back, now I will not leave you guys at all, 9-star guy. But then he calms down and says, hey, what is this? This has worked. And he says with a smile, hey, this has really worked, my secret skill, which was the revenge of the spirits. That is soul transmission. And he tells us, when he felt that he was close to his death, so the soul of his body, it came out with the help of that spell, and kept wandering till then, until he did not get a body like me again. And I feel that he has found a body which was like my old body. And looking at this place, I feel that we are still in South Korea. And he says in anger, I will not leave those 9-star people at all. I was on a clear 600 floors on my own, but those rascals pretended to help me. And in the end, they betrayed me. And we are shown the post-credit scene again, where our MC's mouth is bleeding. His whole body had a sword and a spear. His condition was very bad, and he had come to his knees too. And he asked those people with his weak voice, why did you do this to me? Then a 9-star guy says, do you really want to know? Why did we betray you? And we are shown that there was a boy and a girl standing in front of him, who were saying, we know that you cannot understand anything here on this holy ground. And the boy's name is, and the girl's name is, and she says jokingly to our MC, Death Star, if your army is left and you are counted, then you're nothing in front of us. And you cannot be PR less than us. Hearing this, our MC says, I just wanted to help you people. So after hearing this, Platina comes and says, don't take all these things too personal, that it's not like we hate you at all. And he laughs and says, I think you can say that we wanted to get you out of the chair. And he shouts and says, that scoundrel, he is also with you guys. And he tells us that he had a good friend, people used to call him the Star of Combat, but he had not joined the Star. He was my only friend, Joy Hyung-un. But he had decided that he would not participate in clearing the 600th floor. But he will not participate. And our MC says to the non-star people, you guys didn't tell him because you knew that he would be worried and he would help me. You guys don't worry. He will definitely find me. But his eyes start to get weak, and he thinks in his mind, great, my eyes, they're getting completely numb. I have lost a lot of my blood. And he thinks while using his little remaining power, okay, I have lost and I will die here for you guys, but don't think that this is my end. And with this, his eyes start to close, and he says while leaving, I will definitely come back, becoming even more powerful, and I will definitely take my revenge from you traitors. And with this, he falls to the ground and is killed. And after remembering all this, our MC is on a different level of anger, He thinks, wait for all of you. I will make all of you my summoned beast, and I will also take care that your soul does not get a chance to reincarnate again. And then suddenly his phone starts ringing, and listening to the sound of that phone, his mind goes to him, and he looks at that phone and says, this is a smartphone, and he is trying his best to run that phone, but he's having a lot of trouble. And he thinks in his mind, I'm having a problem running this phone, because I have not run any smartphone in my past life, but this phone is very good. Then he is very surprised to see something, and he sees that today's date is 8/21, and 10 years have passed. And seeing this, our MC holds his head, and he starts thinking, all these things were just a matter of a few seconds for me, but 10 years have passed. What kind of skill do I have? But then he thinks while getting more worried, but wait, my skill, can I use magic here in this body? And our MC calms down, and a bee is passing from there. But the next moment, our MC kills that bee with his own hands, and he sees the body of that bee in his hands, and he takes a deep breath, and then he gets ready to use his power, and he says, wake up, but nothing happens there for an hour. There's complete peace there. And seeing this, our MC gets even more worried. He starts saying again and again, wake up quickly, wake up. Now it's time to wake up, and he finally gets tired and thinks, what kind of way? There's not a single drop in this body. And he thinks in fear it means, and he goes out of his balcony and sees, and that tower still exists in that place, seeing which our MC says, I will have to climb this tower while walking, even without any skill. And then he thinks while checking his phone, wait, if 10 years have passed, don't tell me that someone has already climbed the top of that tower. And he starts checking this thing in the news, and then he gets a post where his friend is there, and it is being told that he has reached the 800th floor. And seeing this thing, our MC thinks, my stupid friend, he was able to manage only 200 floors in the last 10 years. And he gets a little angry and says, no, this is my chance. As long as he is climbing that tower, I will reach them, and I will definitely take my revenge from them. And he says so much that he picks up his hoodie and walks away from there, and thinks that there is no point in training outside the tower. I have to go to that tower as soon as possible. Even though my body is of a beginner, but my knowledge is of Death Star, I will use my knowledge. And I also know how to become strong as soon as possible. And you just wait, 9-star people. I am coming to take my revenge. After that, the scene shifts from there, and we are shown the entrance of that tower. And at that place, our MC has also reached. And there are two people in front of him who are talking to each other. One of them says, if I clear this tower, then I will become the richest. Hearing this, the other person comes and says, do you think you can really do this? I think you will die on the first floor. And listening to them, our MC starts thinking a place where all people's hopes and stories are gathered. That place is the tower. And after that, we are shown the way of very long stairs where a coffin is kept inside a room, out of which a skeleton is seen. And after that, we are shown a burning jungle where someone is running, and we're shown that demon girl who is running, crying a lot. After that, in the second scene, we're shown a man who has pierced a gold coin with his hands, and he has a lot of gold coins, which is impossible to count. And we're shown 2 oil foxes on the way, and we're shown a man with 2 horns who is looking at something. And after that, the scene comes back to our MC, and we are shown that the time of the tower is 1 p.m., which was completed, and the people around are saying that the door has opened. Everyone focus on that. And after the door opens, everyone start running away from one person towards that door. And that person is none other than our MC. And he says, while getting ready, this is the beginning of my revenge. And after that, the door of that tower closes. And when our MC reaches inside that tower, then that tower welcomes him there. And looking at that place, our MC starts thinking, it has been 15 years since I've come here. And that tutorial has reached the area. And he sees this and thinks tutorial is the worst thing. And he says that there's no place other than this place where the difficulty level is so simple. And this road is completely full of traps, which takes a lot of time to cross when you cross it by running. And all the people who have climbed this tower so far, they all say that this floor is the worst. The rest are against the floor. And a notification comes in front of it, in which it is told that you have to reach your destination by crossing these traps. and your damage will be recovered when you reach the destination or return to the starting point. So, good luck, complete your journey well, and after that our MC says that he will have to check the status of his body first. And he says to check his status window, and with this, his status window opens in front of him, and his name and his stats is charged and huge. His class has not been decided yet, and his physical type is Mana type, and his stats are HP 1, Agility 1, Intelligence 1, Mana 1, and he is a different type of character that is Power, in which the first number is Gluttony, and the second number is Unknown. And our MC looks at his status and says, this is really very bad, but he is surprised to see that he has brought Gluttony and Mana-type skills. And our MC thinks after seeing all this is not the status that I had before I died now. Don't tell me that the character and physical talent changes due to changing the soul. And then he starts stretching his body and says, okay, so in the middle of this tutorial, whatever I will be able to achieve from this tutorial, I will achieve. And after this, we're shown that our MC is running from there. And he's on the same path where there are a lot of traps. And as soon as our MC leaves the starting point, he gets a notification in which he is told that you have left the starting point, due to which a trap has been triggered by the magic arrow, and it is coming towards you. But our MC dodges all those attacks with a smile and thinks in his mind, this arrow comes towards me in a very short time. And it is the same time when I'm able to see this arrow, and our MC says with a smile, whatever I knew, I still remember it. And after this, a lot of arrows start attacking him, seeing which he thinks, isn't this too much? No one's welcome is done like this. And he is running away from there while dodging all those arrows. But then a lot of arrows come towards him, which he sees, but he is not able to dodge them. And all those arrows come and hit his body, due to which he has a lot of pain, but he does not stop there and keeps running and thinks in his mind, I can't stop here, I have to go a little further. But a lot of arrow attacks are coming on him in a very large amount, which our MC is not able to dodge, and all those attacks hit him, but he takes care of himself, and while tolerating that pain, he starts running back from there, and he thinks in his mind, despite all this pain, I'll have to run, I'll have to reach the finish line, but our MC is not able to handle himself, and he falls down back to the starting line. But on this whole path, our MC's blood is spread, and he reaches the starting point completely. So his body starts healing completely. And after healing, our MC stands up and says, first of all, I was checking how much strength does my body have to bear the pain? And he looks at his blood and says, I was not running on that meaningless path. And he tells us that he has such a power, which makes him the most powerful climber in the world. And one of them is gluttony. And with the help of this skill, he can digest any non-living thing inside him. And all the blood he has, he starts coming towards our MC. And he absorbs that blood and says, all the blood that had fallen from my body on that path, it was lifeless. And after absorbing this blood, whatever experience I will get, it will all be mine. And after absorbing this blood, all the stats that are there, it becomes 1+. And his endurance also increases. Now his body could bear more pain than before. And our MC looks at this and thinks, this is quite good. My endurance has already increased a lot. And after this, we see that one arrow is completely beyond our MC's body. And he is thinking in his mind, it will take me a whole week to clear this tutorial so that I can become a great climber. But I deliberately took all those arrows attacks on my body so that my status increases due to my skill. And I did all this until my endurance was not fully maxed. And we see his status, which is increasing very fast, where he's already bearing a lot of pain. And by doing this, it takes him a whole month. And after a month, we're shown him who looks very tired. Finally, he had reached the finish line, but there were arrows all over his body, and his body starts to shake after reaching there. And a notification is given that congratulations, you have passed this tutorial. And our MC says that it took me a long time to do all this because I was coming and going again and again from there. That's why it took me a month to complete it. And after this, another notification comes behind our MC. And in this notification, it is told that all the demons and gods, they're admiring your matehood a lot. And seeing them here, Our MC says that you guys are here too. And he says in a lot of anger, no, not again. Why did you guys come back here? And all the gods and demons, they're staring at our MC and seeing his behavior. All the gods and demons, they're getting very angry. And our MC is thinking in his mind, all the gods and demons, they look at all of us and look for someone among us who is like them. And those people seem very disgusting to me because neither do they tell their real name or the name of God. They just play with us and want to make us their first disciple. No matter how well I do in this tutorial, I don't want that at all. That you guys look at me, and then a notification comes in front of him in which it is told that a demon who is looking at you and smiling a lot. And he says to our MC, "How are you?" And looking at that demon there, our MC says in surprise, "What are you doing here, this scoundrel? He used to look at me like this even in the last life." And our MC tells about him, that he is the peak of all evil. And in my past life, this demon was after me as if someone had stuck it on me with glue, and he wanted to make me his disciple in any way. And I think he has recognized me now and the power of soul transmission of our MC. He also got it because of this demon. And our MC says to him, because of your soul transmission, I got a lot of benefit. And seeing our MC talking to that demon ball, all the gods and demons, they start showing interest in him. And seeing this, our MC and demon ball are both surprised. And then our MC shouts and says, "Ball, all this is happening because of you, because I was talking to you. That's why these people are also showing interest in me." That's why the demon ball, he starts apologizing to our MC. But all the demons and gods, they start asking him, "How do you two know each other? What is the relation between you two? Who is this kid after all?" And listening to so much nonsense of those people, our MC shouts and says, "Can't you guys be quiet? I'm going crazy." And after that, he says to Demon Ball, "I'm going down. If you want to see me, then keep your mouth shut and look at me quietly." And after listening to all this, Demon Ball feels very bad. And our MC comes and says, "If I choose anyone, then it is certain that it will not be you. So stop dreaming." And he says with his blood dripping from his hands, "Okay, fine. Now I should see the reward of the tutorial stage." And all the blood that remains there, he starts absorbing it with his power, and all the enduring power he has, the pain of enduring, he is completely full. And he get a lot of notifications in which he is told that your enduring power has increased completely, and all his stats, they have also increased a lot. His strength has become 18, his HP has become 23, his agility is also 23, intelligence 16, and mana has become 25. And our MC thinks while looking at his power, it is very good that I got mana at this stage, but it is very difficult for other people. And because I'm a mana type, so I can increase my mana, I can also increase it with those things, with which a normal person cannot even think about increasing his mana. And then another notification comes in front of him, seeing which he was surprised because due to his anger, a new power had opened up with him. And our MC looks at it and thinks a new power already have a guillotine skill. And he remembers that there was another skill, which was unknown. And he thinks maybe it could be the same skill, which had a question mark. And he looks at his body and says, I think the owner of this body, he already had all that power, and his power is unlocked, whose name is Allrounder. And seeing this power, our MC thinks, what is Allrounder? What kind of power is this? And a notification comes in front of him in which he was told about the skill Allrounder. This is such a power which makes you good in everything, whether it is any technique, whether you're doing any training or fighting someone. By adjusting in all these things, it makes your skill better. And seeing that power, our MC comes very happy. He thinks this is quite amazing with this power. That thing is also possible. And he remembers the name he had failed to get despite so much time preparation. He wanted to become all master in everything. Then the demon that lives, he gets very curious to check the status window of our MC. So listening to this, our MC tells him, forget about it and stop bothering me and get out of here. And our MC goes to the next floor from there. He tells him, I'm going to the next floor from here. If you want to come with me, then you can come. So, listening to this, the demon says, yes, I will come with you. I will also follow you. And after going to this portal, our MC says, surely the other room that will be the room of choice and training. And then our MC is told that he has come to the room of choice and training. And we are shown that our MC had come out of this portal, and there are a lot of weapons lying in front of him, and a voice is telling him, you are welcome to the room of choice. Here you can choose your weapon and class, which suits you. And when you choose your weapon properly, then destroy this floor, after which you will be transported to the first floor of this tower. Then our MC tells us that his old life, when he found out that he is a mana type, then he did not take time to choose that he will become a mage. And then he says, while picking up a bow, despite this, I want to check that my all-on-death skill, how powerful it is. And he says, generate a practice target for me. So listening to this, the voice says, target has been generated for you. And 3 targets come in front of him, seeing which our MC gets ready. And he aims at them with his arrows and shoots that 2-3 arrows at a time. And those 3 arrows perfectly hit the target. Then our MC says, generate more targets for me. And they should be such that attack me too. So that voice warns him that you have not chosen any class yet. That's why the attacking target can be very dangerous for you. So listening to this, our MC laughs and says, what do you think? Who makes a difference to me? So listening to this, that voice generates a target for him, and all the targets, they attack our MC and go towards him. So seeing this, our MC also attacks them with his arrows, and he kills 3 targets, and all the targets were flying toward him. Most of them were dying, and then the target comes near our MC and attacks him, but our MC attacks him and cuts them both to pieces. And seeing that demon over there, our MC, main character, is shocked and says, what the hell are you doing here? This jerk used to stare at me all the time, even in my past life. He starts explaining that the demon is from the peak of Olive Ball, and in his first life, this demon was after him like someone had glued him to him with Fevicol. He desperately wanted to make the MC his disciple, no matter what. Apparently, he's recognized the MC again, and the soul transmission power the MC received was also due to this demon. The demon even says, because of your soul transmission, I greatly benefited. While they're talking, other high-ranking demons start showing interest in the MC. This surprises both the MC and the demon. The MC yells at the demon, this is all happening because of you. Since I was talking to you, now these guys are also showing interest in me. Feeling guilty, the demon starts apologizing. But the others, both demons and gods, begin questioning, how do you two know each other? What's the relationship between you two? Who's this kid anyway? Irritated by all the chaos, the MC yells, can't you guys just shut up? My brain's going to explode. He then turns to the demon and says, I'm going downstairs. If you want to follow me, just keep your mouth shut and silently watch me. Hearing this hurts the demon's feelings. He mumbles, even if I do suck the life out of someone, it'll never be you. So stop dreaming. Then, licking some blood off his hand, he says, anyway, I should go check out the rewards from the tutorial estate. The blood scattered around him begins to glow as he starts absorbing it using his powers. All his endurance levels max out. A bunch of notifications pop up telling him his endurance is now full. His stat points have increased significantly. Strength, 18. HP, 23. Utility points, 23. Intelligence, 16. Mana, 25. Seeing this, the MC is thrilled. He thinks, it's so good I got mana at this stage. It's usually really hard for others. But since I'm a mana type, I can boost my mana even using resources others can't even dream of. Suddenly, a new notification pops up, surprising him. A new power has unlocked due to his growth. He remembers he already had an unknown skill, and thinks maybe this is the one. Looking at his body, he says, I think the original owner of this body already had these powers. The new power is called All-Rounder. Upon reading the description, the MC learns it's a skill that makes you good at everything. Fighting, training, techniques, you name it. It adjusts and enhances your abilities across the board. He smiles, thinking, this is incredible. With his power, anything's possible. He remembers a name that had failed in the water before. Despite all the prep, someone who wanted to become a well-rounded master. Meanwhile, the demon tries to peek at the MC's status window, and the MC scolds him. Forget about that. Stop bothering me and get out of here. Then he heads toward the next floor and says, I'm going to the next floor. If you want to come with me, feel free. The demon replies, yes, I'll follow you. Upon entering the portal, the MC says, the next room must be the room of choice and training. A system voice confirms this. The portal opens, and the MC steps into a room filled with weapons. A voice welcomes him. Welcome to the room of choice. Here, you may choose your weapon and class. Once done, destroy this floor, and you'll be transported to the tower's first floor. The MC recalls that in his past life, once he discovered he was a mana type, he didn't hesitate to choose the mage class. Yet this time, he picks up a bow and thinks, still, I want to test how powerful my all-rounder skill really is. He says, generate practice targets for me. The voice responds, targets generated. 3 targets appear. The MC readies his bow, aims, and fires, hitting all 3 targets perfectly with one shot using 3 arrows. Encouraged, he says, now generate attack-type targets. I want them to attack me too. The voice warns him, you haven't chosen a class yet. These attack targets could be very dangerous for you. The MC laughs. You think I care? So the voice generates attack targets. They rush toward the MC. In response, the MC fires arrows and defeats 3 of them instantly with a single attack. More enemies charge at him, but he takes them down using his 100-word technique and says to the voice, now bring me stronger ones. And the large target is summoned. The voice announces that the target's difficulty level has been set quite high. A large target has appeared, but before it can even react, our MC, main character, jumps into the air and thrusts a spear straight into its mouth. Then he pulls out 2 daggers and takes down the target behind him. However, several flying targets approach from behind. Seeing them, the MC thinks, are these long-range attackers? To avoid their attacks, he hides behind the big-headed target. He rushes toward a pile of weapons, with ranged attacks trailing him. The voice says, these are the most dangerous targets summoned on this floor. Hearing this, the MC laughs and says, really? These are supposed to be the strongest. He picks up a magic staff and says, now it's time to use what I'm best at. He points his staff at the enemies attacking him and says, I'm much faster than you guys. Then, he unleashes a magic arrow, destroying all the targets. Looking at his hands, he thinks, this is amazing. Is this the power of the all-rounder skill? While using various weapons, he feels as if he's trained with them for years. Afterward, the system announces, you've cleared the achievement. The requirement was to wield a weapon from every category. Because he completed it, the All-Master class is unlocked, and his attack stats are boosted by 500 points. Surprised, the MC realizes, All-Master is a class too. The voice asks, would you like to select All-Master as your class? He thinks, no, I won't waste this advantage. I want to make this my subclass, not the main one. But the system replies, apologies, that's not possible. Surprised, the MC asks, what do you mean? The system explains that subclasses unlock only after clearing all 100 floors. Remembering something, the MC thinks, if I don't select a class, I can't leave this room. But if I wait here doing nothing, it's a waste of time. Should I use my accomplishment points to unlock the subclass slot? He asks the system if that's possible in exchange for points. The system is shocked and wonders how a beginner even knows this. It then explains, accomplishment points are earned by completing achievements. There is special currency that can be used to modify the system. The MC firmly says, don't bother asking how I know this. If I use 5,000 points to unlock the subclass slot, it should be allowed. After thinking, the system responds, yes, it's possible, but it will cost 5,050 points, and you currently don't have enough. The MC replies, seems like you've left me no choice. Then he turns to Demon Paul and says, I'm going to use you now. As he says this, Demon Paul approaches. The MC continues, Peak of all level revealed his identity and spoke to me. Isn't that an achievement? The system agrees and rewards him with 200 accomplishment points. Peak of all level then asks, did I do well? The MC makes an annoyed face and replies, please stop. I beg you, don't ever do that again. Then the system asks, would you like to use your points to select All Master as a subclass? The MC confirms, yes, I would. The system congratulates him. You've selected All Master as your subclass. With his new power, the MC destroys the entire room using magic, smiling and saying, this is the beginning of my revenge. Then we're shown a jungle on the first floor, filled with goblin-like monsters. 2 hunters are there, panicking. One of them says, how are we supposed to climb higher if we're struggling on the first floor? Suddenly, monsters rush toward them, terrifying the hunters. But then lightning strikes the sky, and our MC makes a dramatic entrance. He immediately encounters a monster and says, my first prey. With a wicked smile, he stomps the monster's face into the ground and kills it. He comments, it's been a while since I killed a kobold. Everyone watching is stunned. Even the kobolds are terrified. Laughing, the MC says, if I kill all of you, what reward do I get? He stands confidently, and the onlookers whisper in awe. The MC turns to the group. He defeated that kobold and warns coldly. And here I thought he would touch one of them. Prepare to die. Another person says, his intimidating aura, I don't know who he is, but teaming up with him would benefit us. They bolt, shouting. Just then, yes, the MC glares at them and says, we're leaving. Leave. The camera shifts now, to 2 furious everyone kobolds, is stunned, watching from a distance. Ask, what did you just say? So, you want revenge for your earlier defeat? Without hesitation, the 2 kobolds charge at the MC. But before they can land a blow, he smashes one of their heads with his staff, drawing blood. He glares at the second kobold and warns, don't you dare. The kobold freezes in fear and runs. But the MC raises his staff again. You really thought I'd let you escape? With a swift magic arrow, he takes it down mid-run. From above, we see the corpses of all 3 kobolds. A system notification pops up. Welcome to the first floor. The MC smirks. You're late. I already took care of my enemies, and their loot's mine. But then, a new quest appears. Objective: eliminate 10 kobolds, 3 tents. He frowns. What kind of joke is this? This is too easy. I could take down 100 right now. As he reflects, he mutters, I should focus on completing the Slayer achievement. Killing 1,000 of the same monster grants it. He chuckles. I already earned plenty of Slayer achievements in the past. Looking at a kobold's corpse, he adds, but first I need to eat. Grinning darkly, he activates his gluttony skill. A black aura envelopes the corpse, and he absorbs its blood and body essence. Suddenly, his eyes glow. I can see this kobold's memories. He realizes he's inherited its strength, even learned its language. A status window appears. His stats have skyrocketed, rivaling even climbers from the 10th floor. Shocked, the MC whispers, my stats, this is insane. He remembers. It's the bonus from choosing the All-Master class. Suddenly, more of the kobold's memories surface. The kobold had been running toward a location, muttering, If I'm late, he'll be furious. The scene shifts. Humans are being kidnapped. A woman screams, "No, please don't take my child." Then, a terrifying kobold appears, whispering, "My preparations are complete." It's a kobold lord. The MC, watching through memories, seems excited. A monster lord, they can summon a master wave. That means I can complete my Slayer achievement faster. He raises his hand toward fallen kobolds and commands, "Rise. It's time to wake up." With a burst of dark energy, the dead kobolds reanimate, turned into skeletal minions. A system chimes. "Congratulations. You have successfully changed your class. You are now a necromancer under the All-Master class." His undead kobolds kneel before him. The MC says with a grin, "I'm an All-Master now. With my past life memories, changing classes is nothing." But he's still not satisfied. "There's a hidden class on this floor. I want it." Just then, he notices something. A massive horde of kobolds approaches, clearly terrified by his aura. The MC signals his undead minions. "Take him down." The skeleton soldiers charge and swiftly eliminate the threat. Later, the MC tosses a crystal into the air. Around him stand 10 fallen kobolds. A notification pops up. "Objective complete. 10 kobolds defeated." But then, something catches his eye. A small hut, tucked in the forest. He gasps. "Finally, I found it." He enters and says, "This place untouched, undisturbed." He turns to his skeletons. "Wait here. Guard this place." Then he stomps the ground hard, breaking it open to reveal a hidden path beneath. And from here, through the secret path going down, he is leaving behind all those crystals. And we are not told why he is doing this. And then from here, it is told that there's a necromancer. He is very powerful. There's a rank class, but he uses Magework Soul. And there is a coffin here. They have a lot of it. And here is the Spirit Master. And he throws that crystal pouch right there. And while walking ahead, he thinks, "This is the very first Spirit Master who is hidden here. And this coffin, it changes anyone's class." And after that, he starts to open the coffin, from where a very powerful Spirit Master comes out. And he comes into the air, seeing which our MC thinks, "This is Vulcan, the Voice Sprite Master." Our MC asks him, "Are you my descendant?" Our MC sees him and thinks in his mind, "It's been a long time since I've seen Vulcan." And seeing our MC, Vulcan was very surprised and says, "Looking at you, it seems you're not surprised at all. I try my best to make a great entry in front of you, but this has become very awkward." Now our ancestor laughs and says, "A skeleton can be a surprise, sure, but despite all this, I read your channel, and that's why I came here, and I've left behind all the things where I used to be surprised." And he tells us about a general, a hidden item, general of the Spirit Master, Vulcan, of course. "I haven't read this book in this life," he says, and he tells us about his past, when he lost all his power, because he had changed his class. In that time, I searched for this general, and came to the first floor, and we see that Vulcan's nervous fight is going on. Our MC tells that when he became a Spirit Master, he had failed in crafting his own items. And in the present, we see that Vulcan is saying to our MC, "As you said, I like you." And he mocks someone while saying, "You're much better than that fool, who had no manners at all, who came here 10 years ago." But he doesn't even know that the one who came 10 years ago was our MC himself. And listening to all this nonsense, our MC becomes very angry. He says, "I'll break this risk letter right here if he keeps talking this nonsense." Then our MC calms himself and says, "I'd be glad if you change my class as soon as possible." Hearing this, he says, "Forgive me. You'll have to go to the 10th floor first." Then he further tells our MC that the Spirit Master class is a very high-rank class, even above the Necromancer. That's why you first need to change your second class by going to the Changing Tower, which is on the 10th floor. But our MC doesn't let him say more and says, I've already become a necromancer. And just by saying that, he shows him his status window, where his class is shown. Necromancer, subclass, Soul Master, and the highest number of floors cleared. He cleared just one floor. Seeing this, that skeleton's mouth drops wide open. He says, Oh my God, you changed your class without even going to the 10th floor. That's amazing. You're a great talent. And he further says, If I think about it, you're much better than that fool I mentioned earlier. And hearing his words, our MC is starting to feel something, because indirectly, he is talking about him only. So our MC says, Aren't you going to change my class? Hearing this, he replies, Yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't stop talking. After this, our MC sits on the ground, and he uses his power to start changing MC's class. From his power, blue flames start coming out and begin entering our MC's body. And after entering him, they become purple. And after this, our MC starts telling about Vulcan, the Spirit Master. A long time ago, when this tower hadn't even appeared in the world, there was a man who ruled this place because he was the strongest. But still, he kept looking for ways to become stronger. The items he had were made of skin or bone, which were not enough for him. He needed even stronger gear, something beyond even liches and death knights. He wanted something that was far more unique than all this. And yes, he succeeds in summoning a soul, and he names his first soul, Soul of Death. And he thinks, with its help, he'll create even more powerful soul bonds than the first summon. And after a long time, he succeeds again and creates a new class, Spirit Master class. But the power it had was too much for his old body, which had reached its limit. And the Spirit Master class that he had discovered with such hard work was also about to disappear with him. To save that class, in the end, he used necromancy on himself, and he hoped that one day a descendant of his would earn that honor again. Now looking at Vulcan, our MC thinks Vulcan wanted to find a climber who would walk his path. For this, he sacrificed everything and became half NPC. And then our MC absorbs his power completely, and Vulcan is shocked seeing this. Then our MC stands up and shows his power. Vulcan tells our MC, the fool I talked about earlier was the second person, and you were the third one who obtained the Spirit Master class. And after that, Vulcan tells us that using the soul vessel, we can capture any soul, even him. Hearing this, our MC smiles and thinks in his mind, Thank you so much. Because of you, the first soul I'll ever capture, it won't be someone else. It will be you, Vulcan. And I've already made my preparation. I won't fail the second time. And then Vulcan says, Congratulations, my descendant. Now you can climb this tower and spread my name everywhere. Hearing this, our MC says, It feels like you should be doing that yourself, Vulcan. And he points toward him. Vulcan angrily says, What did you say? And our MC also yells back, You bastard. You forgot the promise that was written in that channel. Then our MC walks toward him and says, Putting your work on someone else, isn't that a bad thing? So it's okay. I'll fix this, totally free of cost. And seeing our MC coming toward him, Vulcan says, Stop. Why are you coming toward me? That's absolutely impossible. So our MC starts using a power called Soul Collector on him. Because of this, the soul that resides in Vulcan's body comes out, and he begins to feel intense pain. But Vulcan isn't that weak. He escapes from there, and while leaving, he says, What did you think? That you could capture me that easily? Then he splits his entire body into tiny pieces and starts moving away. Our MC watches him while laughing and thinks in his mind, In the end, I actually did it. We are then shown that same crystal, which our MC had thrown on the ground before entering here. And Vulcan mocks our MC, calling him a middle singer, and says, This tiny descendant of mine thought he could capture me? What nonsense. Let's go to hell then. But right then, Vulcan slams into a barrier with great force, and he looks at it, shocked, saying, "What is this? This is a magic barrier." Just then, our MC's voice echoes, "What do you think? This is quite comfortable for you, right?" Then our MC appears in front of him and says, "This magic fall, I created it specially for you. It's a low-class spell, so welcome." Furious, Vulcan starts attacking the barrier and yells, "You think you're safe just because of this? I can break this low-rank magic barrier anytime." Hearing this, our MC starts laughing even more and says, "Did I ever say this is the only thing I prepared here?" He explains that while Vulcan was still there, he had already spread magical monsoon zones all around and cast spells in all of them that would be triggered the moment Vulcan tried to escape. Then he says, "As you said, you might break it easily, but can you break it in time, before I capture you?" Hearing and seeing all this, Vulcan wonders in his mind, who is this guy? How can someone on the first floor have so much skill and tactics? Our MC then pulls back his hoodie and says, "In my previous life I failed, but now I'm finally going to capture you, Vulcan." Hearing this, Vulcan is shocked. "What? Previous life? How is that even possible?" Finally, our MC shows his face and says, "Even now, I'm that same second spirit master, so don't call me the third." Seeing something in our MC's face, Vulcan is completely stunned. He shouts, "How are you here today?" Our MC immediately uses the 100 grade spell on him again, and Vulcan starts screaming, "Please don't do this." Vulcan's soul starts getting absorbed into our MC's body. In just a short moment, he's completely absorbed. Only his skeleton remains. And our MC laughs and says, "Now that you're inside me, whatever you wished for, I'll fulfill that for you." After this, our MC steps out, and in front of him is the skeleton army, which belongs to him. As soon as he comes out, he looks at them, and another teammate asks him, "So, what's your new class now?" Looking at them, our MC says, "Gods and teammates can't see inside the class changing room." Then he tells them, "Just wait a little. I'll show you soon. No need to be so impatient." Looking at the skeleton army, our MC thinks, "I don't think I need this skeleton army anymore." He raises his hand and shatters them all. Then he uses his awakening power, which causes the souls to be extracted. And now, those souls appear much more powerful than before. Looking at all of them, our MC thinks, "Seems like these ones, too, won't be able to talk like the previous ones." But suddenly, someone says, "You bastard." Hearing this, our MC turns around and sees that Vulcan has reappeared in soul form and says, "How dare you try to use me, Vulcan, as your soldier?" Hearing this, our MC laughs and says, "This is my first time seeing you like this. In this form, you actually look quite handsome, and a lot younger too." Vulcan, now angry, starts using his power and says, "I won't spare you. You completely underestimated me. Now I'll show you what the power of the first ever spirit master really is." But then something starts happening. He clutches his throat and drops to his knees. Our MC looks at him and says, "You can't defy me, because you're still alive only because of your obedience to me. The moment you stop obeying, you'll instantly disappear." Hearing this, Vulcan says, "You think I'll obey you like some dog?" Our MC replies, "And what do you think? Do you even have another choice?" Then, in a cold, threatening tone, our MC says, "Don't you know what's done to a family member who refuses to obey? They're transformed and then absorbed." Hearing this, Vulcan is left speechless. All the souls watching them remain silent, and our MC, intimidating even further, says, "I'm sure you haven't forgotten what my character and power are." Hearing this, Vulcan suddenly remembers and thinks, "Gluttony, does he still have that terrifying skill? If I don't listen to him, he will definitely erase me completely." So, Vulcan becomes extremely scared and says to our MC, "All right, fine. I'll listen to you. So now what?" Hearing this, our MC points to a direction and says, "Can't you sense that? Look at those people." Pointing at them, He says, "We have to go there to kill a bastard. And that bastard is none other than Kubel-Lot." Then the scene shifts to the entire castle, where Kubel-Lot is standing at the gate. Our MC walks right up to them, and one of the kobolds gets very angry seeing him. Both kobolds ready themselves for a fight. Our MC looks at them and laughs. He summons his souls to attack, and those souls charge straight toward the kobolds, grabbing and killing them swiftly. We then see that our MC has many split versions of the kobold souls, and from above, he watches them fight. He thinks, "I have 30 kobold split soldiers. These kobolds are no match for me. I could finish them with a snap of my fingers." But then he picks up a weapon and says, "Still, I can't just sit and watch them fight. I want to join too." Then, addressing the enemies, he says, "Come on, take me to your lord, you rats." Suddenly, we see a wall cracking apart, revealing the kobold lord, who says, "So an intruder has arrived?" He instructs one of the soldiers to prepare a new offering immediately. Meanwhile, our MC spirit soldiers are seen charging through enemies. Seeing their power, the regular kobolds begin to panic. Our MC grabs one kobold by the neck and mutters, "I'm sure you already know what I've done to the others like you." Then we see a hole in the upper floor, through which more kobolds try to attack our MC. But before they can, his spirit soldiers eliminate them mid-air. He then draws his sword and finishes off the remaining ones. Looking around, he says, "A hidden class. This is seriously great." Suddenly, he senses something and looks around. He says, "It's really close." Just then, a beacon of high-level ball notification appears, shocking our MC. He says, "A notification from an old man with gray hair and weak legs cheering me on? I don't need that." Then, confidently, he says, "I'm heading toward my victory." The scene shifts to a room where a kobold is stabbing a tomato with a knife, just to avoid copyright issues. It said he stabbed a tomato. He shouts angrily, "This isn't enough. I'm not satisfied. Bring another tomato." Then he declares, "For the glory of the demon, we must satisfy them." They bring in someone who's screaming, "Please let me go. Please." Seeing her, the kobold says, "So this is the next offering." But she's not human. She has 2 horns on her head. The kobold grabs her hand and says, "Wow, you'll make an even better offering than a human." But just then, a surprise attack knocks him back. It's our MC who has arrived, and the kobold yells, "You? Intruder." Our MC smirks and says, "What are you doing here? A human sacrifice or a summoning?" "Well, either way, it won't matter because you're going to fail in the end." The kobold lord growls, "So it's you." Our MC mocks him, "Oh, you must be the kobold lord. Well, just by looking at you, I can tell you're the leader of these worthless creatures." This enrages the kobold lord. He says, "I am Kalu, king of the kobolds. Show me some respect." Our MC laughs and replies, "You're way too arrogant for a first-floor boss." Meanwhile, the horn girl is thinking, "I don't know what's happening here, but this kobold is distracted by the human. This is my chance to escape." She starts running away. The kobold lord shouts, "How dare you try to escape? You're an offering." He prays aloud, "O observing demon, grant me strength." Our MC hears this and thinks, "The observing demon, is he about to perform an attack?" The demon lord launches a powerful attack called Demon Burst that heads straight toward the horn girl. As she tries to run, she trips on a rock and falls. The attack is about to hit her, and she thinks, "I can't die here." Just then, our MC makes a heroic entrance, kicking the attack away with his leg. The kobold lord is stunned. He deflected my attack with just one kick. Our MC stands confidently, smiling. The demon girl says gratefully, "Thank you so much." Our MC replies, "It's fine. Just stay away from me. This place is dangerous." But then he notices the horns on her head and says, "Wait a minute, your horns. Are you a Dakobi?" Then he asks, "Tell me, what exactly is a Dakobi?" It is said that they are extremely powerful creatures found on the 100th floor, and there's absolutely no reason why one of them should be down here at such a low level. And on top of that, a lone Tokai, who hasn't even reached adult form yet. What is he doing here? Looking at him, the MC thinks, did something happen on the 100th floor? I need to digest this information first, so I can extract the rest of the intel from him later. Just then, the Kobold, Lord, angrily shouts at our MC. How dare you? How could you interfere during my offering? Our MC turns to the demon girl and says, I've saved your life once, so you should leave now, because I won't save you again. Hearing this, the girl replies, Okay, I'm leaving. Right after that, the Kobold Lord attacks the MC and yells, Let's see if he can block this attack. He starts using his own Kobold soldiers like bombs, causing massive explosions all around the area. But our MC is completely unaffected. He's way too fast. He escapes effortlessly, laughing as he runs. You're way too slow. A Warroad-type kobold, likely a powerful one, looks stunned when he sees that our MC has landed a solid punch right on his face. He mutters, Your mana control is absolutely pathetic. The Warroad is sent flying and thinks in shock. How is this possible? How can a first-floor climber have this much power? Our MC charges at him again, preparing strike, saying, What's the matter? We haven't even gotten started yet. Seeing the MC's strength, the kobold starts to panic. He prays, Death-observing demon, take whatever I have, take it all. Suddenly, something boiling and glowing behind him rises toward the sky and grabs our MC. The MC is visibly shocked. It turns out that the kobold has now transformed into a giant, monstrous being. The MC is stunned and thinks, A blood golem. How did this bastard summon such a high-level monster? The golem grabs the MC's arm and slams him hard into the ground.